President Donald Trump has been on the social media about this very decision, saying on X, "Thank you to FIFA for doing what was right and reversing a great injustice."
I can't help but thinking this is shady business. When the news came across, you kind of go, what? I'm sorry, excuse me, do what? Why? Now, while you may think that he should not have gotten a red card to begin with, I would suggest that the mistake, if you think that was a mistake, was not egregious enough for that red card to be rescinded. Once you decided that that was a red card, I don't think that would have been a mistake egregious enough to take it back. And if indeed you were going to take it back, if you thought that it was an egregious mistake, then that's done within 24 hours of that game ending. The fact that we're finding out about this 4 days later and 1 day ahead of the match, it brings all sorts of speculation out into the open. And all of those speculations seem to be fair game because it really comes across as shady business. It comes across as preferential treatment. It comes across as, wait a minute, it seems like it's a different set of rules for a different set of players, and in this case, for the host nation. Which indeed then brings about that thought of, wait, this doesn't seem right. Even if you thought that, to use Hercules' word, even if you thought that it was an injustice for Balogun to be thrown out, this is not the solution to the injustice, is my point. It didn't feel like that was an egregious enough mistake for this red card to be rescinded, and how we got here, shady business.
Stevie?
What's that saying? If it walks like a duck and quacks, it's obviously a duck. I mean, there's no question. This is about the fact that it's an American player. There's no doubt the Ronaldo one is because it was Ronaldo. There's no question. Messi didn't get sent off for a similar situation from Balogun because he was Messi. But how about if you're the guy from Qatar, Hadibo, I think his name was, who gets a 5-match ban for something that is innocuous? Because Coney broke his leg, it wasn't the player's fault. That was a situation that sometimes can happen. It wasn't a bad tackle. But guess what? He's a nobody as far as FIFA's concerned, and he gets a 5-match ban. Ronaldo doesn't. He gets 1 to make sure he's in the World Cup. And of course now we're seeing Balogun, which we're all pleased about. Don't kid ourselves, we're all delighted. But it's not right.
Let's get US Soccer's reaction to this. They've issued a statement after the news came out saying, "We accept the decision of the disciplinary committee and are pleased that Folarin Balogun is eligible to compete tomorrow. Our full attention is focused on the round of 16 match against Belgium in Seattle, and we look forward to the continued support of our amazing fans." Jan, your reaction, and you wonder what Belgium will be thinking about this too.
Well, first of all, I'm surprised that US Soccer accepted this decision. That surprised me big time. Well, it's customary to bring a gift to the hosts. It's like the same in Norway, and I guess it's the same in USA. I mean, the rest of the football world, I'm happy for USA. They get their best goal scorer back. Belgium will have another threat in their game tomorrow. But for the rest of the football world, this is a joke. I mean, you can't change the rule as you go by. I mean, we had the Ronaldo thing, but at least he did 1 game against Armenia. I mean, that was a joke as well, because we all knew that's going to be done because it was Cristiano Ronaldo, because you want the biggest stars ready for the World Cup. And I am happy for USA. Get your best player back. The red card, I think it was a red card. I don't think he did it on purpose, but it was still a red card. Having said that, you can't do things like this. This is like a tournament. I feel like I'm back in the village. I played 900 inhabitants, and we had a tournament in the villages, and we just changed the rule as times go by, as the tournament went by. This is the World Cup. I mean, what is going on here?
Oh, President Donald Trump has been on the social media about this very decision, saying on X, "Thank you to FIFA for doing what was right and reversing a great injustice."
Yeah, Kay, I mean, I think as you guys have been talking about, obviously there are 2 questions here. One is, was the decision correct in the moment? Was it correct, to be a red card? And then has the process been followed afterwards? I think there's no question that it's very confusing. There's no transparency here, and that's part and parcel of what we've seen from FIFA over the years. It's not surprising at all. I guess the one thing I would say is that I think from a player's perspective, as Christian Pulisic said, this is the right outcome, right? I mean, the decision in the moment was incredibly harsh. The players on the field didn't react. The referee on the field didn't even give a foul, wasn't interested in going further. It was a VAR decision. Perhaps the VAR protocols weren't correctly followed. And so I think Pulisic and several of the U.S. players kept coming back to that same idea, which was that this was incredibly harsh. And in the end, is this the right outcome? Yes, in terms of a justice perspective. Is it the right outcome in terms of, governance, administration, how a tournament should operate? I'm going to let others speak to that. But I think from a player perspective, they felt it was the wrong decision in the first place, and Balogun deserved the opportunity to play in this match.
Well, but that's from the perspective of the United States players. That's not from the perspective of the Bosnia-Herzegovina players that got his ankle mangled. So it's like, honestly, look, the challenge was what it was, and you can take your position whether you think that was a red card or not. But we got to the situation in which the red card was given. And so then follow the protocols that everybody knows coming into the tournament. Listen, we're going to go over this, we're going to look at it over the next 24 hours, and we're going to come up with a decision. And once we come up with a decision, that decision is final, and we move on with our lives. The fact that this has now gone extra days to get to this decision, to this outcome, that's what we're all going, wait a minute, that is not the rules and regulations and the protocol established by FIFA for this very tournament, where everybody came to this tournament and said, hey, these are the bylaws that we are playing by. We know the rules. This is what we're going to follow. And now FIFA is going, those rules and those regulations, they apply to most, but not all. And that's when it gets really, really slippery.
We sit and listen to FIFA and UEFA and referees and committees and IFAB and all kinds. And the one thing they all say, they all genuinely say, is the one thing we don't want to do is re-referee the game. Well, I tell you what, if this isn't re-refereeing the game, I'm not quite sure what is.
Hold that thought, Jan, because I know Herc was leaning in then when Ali was saying what he was saying. Herc, what did you want to say?
Yeah, to Ali's point, I mean, Ali's talking about an appeal process. There is no appeal process here at this FIFA World Cup. They're not allowed to do this. So take it one step further, Ali. This is moving the goalpost on the players, because all you want as a player is, if the refereeing is going to be bad on the field, be bad consistently so that the players can get used to it, so the players can adapt. There is no way to adapt here. Jan mentioned about in his village, the rules as you go. This is what it is here. I mean, I'm of the train of thought that it's not a red card in real time, but Ali said it best. With what we see, can you reverse it? And it's not even the rules to allow it to be reversed. This is unprecedented. This is literally them making the rules up as they go. So I repeat, if you're an American fan, you should feel glorious right now, because you get your best goal scorer back, and he could literally be the X factor to advancing to the next round. If you're anybody but a U.S. men's national team fan, this feels off. It feels like the host nation is gaining a favor here. Without speculating too much of President Trump and his involvement, it leads to all types of speculation of how this came about and why it came about. And it's very ugly if you're anybody else besides a U.S. men's national team fan.